Okay, hello, welcome. I'll tweet out again, even though I feel like I just tweeted, but let me just quote tweet. But welcome. Today my goal is to finish. I need to edit my worst books of the year video. So that's what I'm gonna be doing in the first sprint, because I think we'll do 30-minute sprints today, just so we can double down on that productivity. What doing? That's what I was doing. There we go. We've tweeted. I can come back to you. Hello, Jennifer. Welcome. After I finish my worst books of the year video, I'm going to be reading A Court of Mist and Fury by Sarah J. Maas. I said that I was done reading for the year, and then Monet from Life as Monet bullied me. And so here I am doing some reading. Welcome, Danielle. Feel free to let me know in the comments what you'll be reading or what task you hope to complete during the sprint. Again, I don't know who was here like 3 seconds ago while I was over on the Twitter tab, but we'll be doing 30-minute sprints. We will probably still just do 4 because I like doing 4 sprints, especially with 30 minutes. That's a lot of productivity for me on a Sunday. Reading the 3rd Trials of Apollo book. Did those books get better? Because I read The Heroes of Olympus, and then I tried to read that first Trials of Apollo book, and I had to DNF. I had to DNF in like chapter 3 because I just did not care. So I would love to know if they get better or you're just reading it because like you're invested in the world. Thoughts and opinions. Hello, Jennifer. Welcome. The other Jennifer C. You're trying to finish one to watch today? Okay. Have I heard of this? Let me go over here. Because that sounds familiar, but I could be thinking of a different book. Okay, it was the book I thought. Victoria will be reading Cemetery Boys. They're okay, definitely middle grade. I will be continuing to skip. You got a box set of Anne of Green Gables for Christmas. So you're going to be reading book 1. Okay, sounds like a good time. Reading these Violent Delights. It's good so far. I've heard nothing but positive things about these Violent Delights. I think I knew that it was a fantasy at some point during 2020. But these last couple of months, when I found out that it was definitely a fantasy, I was kind of like, never mind. Because I liked 1920 Shanghai. I liked Romeo and Juliet retelling, even though I don't like Romeo and Juliet. But then I heard they were like fighting a monster, and I was like, never mind. I don't know. But I'm happy that you're enjoying it so far. You can probably, I think so. I think middle grade is quick to get through. And we're doing 4 of them. Oh, 1 to watch. I got you and the other Jennifer mixed up, my bad. But this is just like adult contemporary. So I think adult contemporary is still easy to get through. Maybe not easy as the middle grade, but easy compared to other genres. Let me just stop talking. Let me just not do that. We will do the first sprint, I think, at 40. So in 5-ish minutes. That way everyone can roll in, get what they need to, settle in, grab their snacks and things. Hello, Sarah. Welcome. Hello, Aaron. Are you going to be sprinting? Are you going to be productive? Are you joining us for productivity? Or are you just popping in to say hello? Hello, Taylor. Now that there's like a couple more people, I will be editing during the first sprint. And then hopefully, it don't usually take me too long to edit, and I already have Premiere. Let me actually save this while I'm standing here, not doing anything before it starts auto-saving. Everything is already pulled up, so like I have a feeling that it won't take me too long. Like I don't have to worry about importing anything. Everything I need is already on the timeline. I just got to start going through it. Hello, welcome. You're going to be reading Black Leopard, Red Wolf. Okay. Fun. Love that for you. You're just saying how you've already been productive. You edited, uploaded, and made thumbnails. Okay. Congratulations. I have not been. I rolled out of bed at like 10 o'clock and I was like, wow, it's already 10 o'clock. Fun. So this is my productivity time for the day. If I wasn't going to refilm my best books, I might have tried to edit that video today. But then I was thinking about what I said in that best books video, and I was like, you know what? I don't really stand by these picks, so we're going to redo this. I'm usually up until 7, but I have been staying. I'm usually up at 7. Like 7, 8. But last night I was up late-ish, and the night before that I was up late, and so we're just trying to catch up. Hello, Justice. Hello, Tammy. Fun. You know what you'll be reading? Sorry. After I finish editing, I'm going to pick up A Court of Mist and Fury because I was bullied. I said I was done. I said I was done reading for 2020, and then Monet bullied me. So I'm reading. And I just want to say it's not the worst book. Like, this is not included clearly in the worst because no, but I was lied to. Y'all out here acting like this was God's gift to humanity, and bold claims have been made. Justice is doing a 24-hour readathon. Are you joining? I said I was done reading. I said that I didn't want to read anything else in 2020. I was content. I was happy. We were doing the thing. So I don't think so. Because again, I was happy, and I don't even know what I want. I don't even know what I would read. So who knows? Maybe I'll film some more videos tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow I'll like do a 24-hour film and edit-a-thon because I need to refilm my best books. I need to film. Probably not going to film a goals video. I thought I was going to film a goals video. Don't think that's going to happen. But I might film that Expanse announcement so people can have time to put that first book on their library wait list for February. And I might film that Choices announcement. So like maybe that's what I'll do. But I was bullied. I was having a nice civil conversation, and then Monet said that I couldn't have an opinion. So now I'm reading. The conversations have been the conversations. Okay. The kids have been sick, thankfully no COVID, but it's been crazy 2 weeks. Well, I'm happy. I'm not happy that people are sick, but I'm happy that it's not COVID at least. It's just normal cold. I mean, that's Aaron's. Aaron always be promoting things for other people. Hi, reading Grace of Kings. Okay, let me know how it is. I think Tammy, I saw on Twitter, was also reading Grace of Kings, and I know that I checked it out from the library when I was still in California. So at one point, Monty was interested, but that's dense fantasy. So let me know if it's good. Technically, sure, but I like doing nothing. I like doing nothing. I'm assuming this means let's film tomorrow, which, yes, but that means I also need to do laundry. So that means I have to be productive when someone's not filming me. It's not enough to rant about, but like, it's not what I thought y'all were. It's not giving what y'all said it was going to give me. Well, not you, but BookTube. You should be doing a filming. I mean, it's your readathon. Do it however you want to do it. You make up the rules. Wow. Who said I'm going to finish it today? You're reading A Sky Beyond the Storm. I know that was wrecking some people, but I did see it on somebody's worst of the year list, and that was a surprise. If you're enjoying it, there's a lot going on. Okay, hello, welcome. Happy you could pop in. but it is 40. So let me pull up the timer. Again, I said we are doing a 30-minute sprint. So hopefully you have your all of your things, and I'll see everyone in 30 minutes. Okay. That was the first sprint. I managed to finish. What am I doing here? Editing this video. I might watch it through one time during the next sprint, but probably won't. That's usually a lie. I don't usually watch them through again. Fun facts. So I'll probably just export it during the next sprint, which we will do. I'm thinking at 20. So I have time to hear how y'all were able to do during your sprint. So my worst of the video should be out tomorrow. You're making good progress here. Yeah, it was in their worst. You're worried for that? I mean, I haven't read An Ember in the Ashes, so I didn't really have any opinion. But I didn't expect to see it, so I was like, interesting. 30 pages, 38 pages, 20 pages. Okay, hopefully things are going well. I haven't read any of those. Well, I think Sarah's reading a book I had read. Let me scroll back up. I do think I had read that one. Where? Oh, I DNF'd that. I ain't got nothing to add. 40 pages. 22 pages. Okay, people are making some progress. You love to see it. Congratulations. Let me get rid of that window. How are these pages? Did we enjoy them? Were they going as we thought they would go? You got distracted by the heat in your room trying to cool off. That's always a struggle I too face. 15 pages. Justice, what were you reading again? Let me scroll. Do you have a TBR for your little 24-hour readathon? You did not tell us what you're reading. What are you reading, Justice? Do I know what you're reading? Maybe I do and I forgot. I don't know. Let's see here. You started The Silver Serpents. Super dramatic. Okay. I personally... a fan of the super dramatics. You listen to 30 minutes worth. You love to see it. I've been debating if I want to try and get back into audiobooks or not recently. I still have not made a decision. It's starting to get good, a little bit slow, but now we are picking up the pace. You joined halfway through and got 13 pages. A Foundry Side, The Violet Delights is so good. So far, probably going to be a favorite of the year. Okay. I mean, I wish I was finding favorites of the year right now. Sadly, that is not the case. You're reading Golden Sun for the 24-hour. Depends on if you finish it. Well, how close are you to finishing Golden Sun? I never read past Red Rising because I love myself, but I love this for you. I know that series has a lot of fans because I picked it up for like a readathon that was hosted by some people who were fans, but I was using them like when I was commuting to work, and then my commute became, it's like a 7-minute drive now. So like that's not like I would get no audiobook completed during that time. And I don't usually listen to books while I'm at home. Like I guess I could, but that also just has not been something that I do. And so it's just, I don't know if it's really worth it for me. But I also do think that audiobooks, like really good audiobooks, I enjoy. But like when the audiobook is bad, I'm like, sorry, but your book was garbage. And I don't know how fair that is. And I don't know how to like separate the two because I'm not going to listen to an audiobook that I don't like. You're 100 pages in, so you think you'll be able to finish it. The second book is a lot different than Red Rising, so I'm not sure how I'm liking it so far. That's what I think Aaron was telling me that. Aaron was saying that it gets very different, and I'm just like, I don't know if I like a series like that. Audiobooks might help when doing things like laundry, makes it less boring. But like, I don't know how other people do laundry, but I just put my stuff in the machine and then I just go about the rest of my day. Like I don't sit around waiting for the machine to stop. And like it don't I do need to do laundry today. But like hanging them up doesn't take very like I don't know. Like it's like I just don't understand. Maybe it's just I'm stupid. I don't know. Like maybe when I'm doing errands, I could do that because I will say when I used to run errands, I would like bring my physical book with me, but like I'm not trying to do that in the time of COVID. But I could listen to an audiobook while I'm grocery shopping. Stuff like that might work better. It might make more sense to me. Since you're not commuting to uni anymore, you stopped listening to audiobooks as well, but I need to get back into them ASAP. I get so much reading done. Yeah, that is also true. I do get more, like, I don't actually know if I get more reading done with the audiobooks or without them. Because I know that I listened to some audiobooks last year, but this year I didn't. I didn't. So, like, I listened to a couple, but again, like, nowhere. But I don't think last year there was a significant number of audiobooks, and I managed to read roughly the same. Like, yes, fewer, but I don't know if I would have read 8 audiobooks this year. It's Truth or Rising, though, you loved the first book, and the second one was just meant. See, I hated that first book. I thought it was really, I didn't care. I thought it was kind of stupid. A little bit. It was not for me. So, like, maybe I would appreciate the second one more if it's different, but I'm also like, I like cohesion. Exactly. Like I don't mind like the stakes changing and evolving and growing, but like vastly different, I don't know. Oh, okay. You clean. See, I put my laundry in and then like I will like maybe have lunch or watch some YouTube video or go back to what I was doing before because I that's too productive. I cannot doing laundry and cleaning, although that would probably be a better use of my time, if I'm being honest. I'm doing well. How are you? I'm staying at home, staying in here. Next sprint, I think I said it was at 20. I hope I said it was at 20. That's what I'm saying now. So 2-minute warning. You thought Red Rising was just fine, but you want to try the sequel. Interesting. Yeah, I love that for you, but I just don't think I will be jumping on the bandwagon. The Wayward Children books are nice and also short. I started my year off with some Seanan McGuire. Technically, it was a comic. They wrote the I think I read the first 2 volumes of Spider Gwen, and I was like, this is not it, Miss Shauna McGuire. So like I'm not interested. I also think that the Magicians kind of ruined Portal Fantasy for me. So I don't know if I really want Portal Fantasy and novellas. No. I don't think it's for me. But I appreciate that everyone seems to love this little wayward children thing. I really don't care about these children who got to go to a Portal Fantasy and are sad about it. But it is 20. So I will pull up the timer and see y'all back here in 30 minutes. Okay, welcome back. Second sprint completed. I got the video exported. I'm on page 320 of Akamath now. I want to say I was on like 270 something. So maybe it was like this much that I read. Not too mad about it. Still, I'm not seeing the appeal of this book as I hit the halfway-ish point, almost. Maybe things will get better. I don't know. Let's see here. What did I miss? Half of your book consumption is audiobooks. You listen between making calls at work, listen when you run errands, and sometimes while you eat dinner. I think that works for a lot of people. I'm still not entirely sure I want to do that much reading, but I do know that works for people. Audiobooks, grocery shopping is your norm. You managed to get to page 261, over halfway through. Congratulations. You switched to Vagabonds, and now you're on page 27. Is Vagabonds good? Because why am I getting all these notifications? I would appreciate it if they would stop. Because we do know that I do own it. I did purchase that. Why did I purchase that? Don't know. Thought it sounded interesting. 25 pages. This time you're at 77% now. It's going well. 10 pages from Blood and Ash, and you read 3 different Baby Shark books to your 2-year-old. That is very productive. So love that. Iconic, really. 20 pages. You just joined. You're going to be reading Firefight by Brandon Sanderson. I have never heard of this. Let me pop on over to Goodreads. Firefight. Let's see what this is about. Oh, I have heard of this. Or I heard of the first one. Is this the theory that I think it is? Maybe it wasn't the first one. I heard of Steelheart. Hadn't heard of Firefight. But I'm happy people are reading this because I didn't think anybody was reading this particular series from him. This may just be publishing stuff, though, so I don't know. Apparently, everyone I know gave it 5. Oh, never mind. We quickly got out of those 5 stars from friends. It's getting good now. That's decent. Happy to hear that. It's okay, but it's still too early to tell. I mean, that makes sense. It is only 27 pages. You read 12 pages. A funny scene I was waiting to read happened. It was good as when you saw the PBS series. What are you... You told us. Let me scroll back. Anne of Green Gables. Okay. I'm happy the book is just as funny. I think what is really bothering me about Miss Akamath is, again, everybody said that this book was the moment and that like I would understand a lot more. And this is just reading like a bunch of justifications that I really don't like. Like Tamlin in the first book was like bland, so like love that for him. And then Under the Mountain, Mr. Rhysand was a whole creeper. And so far, outside of the mountain, Rhysand has continued to be a creeper. Like, there was a moment where we were supposed to like feel sorry for the man, and I did not feel sorry for the man at all. I do think I would have benefited from getting Rhysand's perspective. Like maybe a little novella here, maybe, perhaps. I don't know. But like his thought process don't be clicking for me. And then he's doing low-key worse things than Tamlin did, even in this book where he did a bad thing. So I'm just kind of like, where? Like, where? Where? You're in a reading slump, Haley? You've come here to try and read. I mean, I love that for you. I'm going to send you good vibes. You agree on Reese? Look, it's not because I am super invested in this man, but I need his thought process because sometimes he'll have a conversation with Feyre and he depicts events that have happened to him Like he processes them one way. And then in the next conversation, he'll bring up that same event and he has processed it in a completely different way. And I'm just like, could it be both? Yes. But I feel like because it is so nuanced, I would really benefit from being in the man's head. I also think that the series is limited because Feyre continues to be a dumb bitch who doesn't know anything. And so I don't get to know anything. And I'm just kind of like, you're supposed to be pivoting here. Like this book is supposed to pivot. And I'm supposed to be caring about these things. But it's impossible for me to care about them when the protagonist is kept in the dark from them. And then other characters just pop in and are like, this has happened. Like, it's weird to me. And I think that it actively detracts from the story that she is trying to tell. And so I don't want a Rhysand novella because I just need more from the character. And I'm like, I need the content I should be getting, but I'm not getting because you wrote this from a single perspective. No, like there's literally nothing you could convince me that Tamlin could do. Like literally nothing. Okay, take it back. Like obviously there is like horrible, despicable things that Tamlin could do. Like, okay, like I won't go that far. But like the things that he would have to do to make Rhys look even a little good would have to be so despicable that it would be unbelievable to read about. You know what? Like it would, like the things that he would have to do would be so glaringly obvious that he was doing them not because of actual character motivation, but to make someone else look better. Like that's how obvious and see through the actions he would have to take. And I also think that there's literally nothing, and I think this is just a Sarah J. Maas quirk because I have not cared about a single relationship she's tried to make me care about ever. Like there are like a handful of exceptions just because I happen to like that character. And so getting to see them with a love interest is like, congratulations, you got a love interest. But because I have now read several little romances that she's going to try to make me appreciate, and I haven't appreciated not a one of them, I think she just give it up. Like, she just give it up. I mean, clearly she won't because this is where her bag is and she keeps getting the coins. But I'm just like, you aren't selling this to me. Like Feyre, Rhysand, not selling it to me. Feyre, Tamlin, not selling it to me. Feyre alone, I'm sold. I'm sold on it. You completely agree. ACOMAF was hard to get through. Yeah, and I think that like if people hadn't been trying to convince me that this was going to be the best book, then I could probably have had a nice little time. But because everybody and their mother is like, this is the best book in the whole thing, I'm just kind of like, y'all are on crack. Like y'all drank the Kool-Aid. Like Sarah, I don't know what she put in the Kool-Aid, but people drank it. And for what? Like for what? I also just, again, this is supposed to pivot. It's supposed to pivot so I can care about this war that allegedly is going to go down. And I'm 300 pages into it. 300 pages. This war is about to come out of nowhere. Like, not entirely out of nowhere. And again, it's not fair because Throne of Glass, again, was multiple perspectives. And I had several books that this series does not have to make me care about impending doom. But this one, it's like, there's going to be battles that just start happening because we're following Feyre, and Feyre don't get to know anything about it. So these battles are going to start popping up, and I'm going to be like, that's sad, but okay. But also, I think Rhysand did some despicable things. And I was talking to this with Kay and Monet last night on Zoom because I think Rhysand did some questionable things, some very questionable decisions he done made. So even if Tamlin does do horrible, despicable things, I'm also kind of like, but Rhysand, you made some decisions. So maybe I will have to do an actual thing. I agree, Monty. I don't really vibe with the Akatar series because the plot is, yeah, it really is just all over the place. I don't know what Bloomsbury was like, Sarah, you can do whatever you want. And I think because, here's the thing. I think that before I read this, I do want to say, I think people are a little, I haven't read the ending, haven't read it, but I also think that a lot of people were really hung up on this fairy sex. A little bit too much for me. Like, is it a hornier read than other young adult fantasy? Sure. Is it intensely horny? I wouldn't think so. I think y'all are a little, I don't know. Again, I haven't read the chapter with like mountain shaking or whatever, but even then, that's like very little of what this book is. So again, I feel lied to on that front too. Like when I'm reading this, I'm like, I have to reread Crescent City. I never thought I was gonna have to reread Crescent City, but I might have to reread it and like actually read it, knowing who Sarah J. Maas is, because what I was presented and what I read that book thinking I was gonna get, I might have disserviced the book. But this is just, it's weird. It's all over the place. This little thought process all over the place. But I think that I don't know if I would have actually tried to publish this as adult fantasy, like, because I say that because everyone was like, oh, they're so sexual, they need to be in the adult section, and like, I don't know if they do. I think that this is just fine in the young adult section. Like, Favorite is a whole ass adult, so like maybe for that we should just move them over. But like, Aelin is a whole ass adult, and Aelin is sitting over there in the young adult section being all of 20 years old. So like, I think that this needs to, I don't know. I don't know why this is in the adult section. I don't understand. I don't get it. Like, I personally would not put it there, but sure, maybe. Reese did some very questionable things, which is why Akamath is a flop for me, because like this one's supposed to be like, exactly. And then I think that the explanations that I got, because the first 200 pages were really like, this is why Reese was actually a good person in ACOTAR. But I'm also like, was he like, was that a good decision? Was it? Like, I don't know. We're gonna have to talk about this in an actual little video, which I did not think I was going to be filming, but I guess we're going to be starting off 2021 with me talking about this book because I need thoughts. I also need a video because I'm supposed to be co-hosting the Akamath discussion for the Accord Along. And if I do read A Court of Wings and Ruin early, I need to be able to separate. So that video will really just be for me. But also, I'm confusion. Welcome, Kath. Happy you could make it. You're skipping ACOTAR and on the glass, and you're gonna focus your energy on Crescent City. I mean, I think Throne of Glass is worth the read, but it's also an investment. So I think that, you know, I understand. It's a lot of books to read, and maybe Crescent City wasn't as bad. So maybe I'll be rereading Crescent City before the year is over. Who knows? Anything could happen at this point. The first book, as a standalone piece of fiction, yes, it was fun to read. Akamath, again, a lot of my discomfort is in like this whole fix-it portion of the narrative. Like, as a whole, the fix-it portion of the narrative, and this is being like everybody's favorite Sarah J. Maas book, those are what I'm having an issue with. But like the actual story, sure, it's cute. Sure, whatever. It's average. But I think because everyone said ACOTAR, the first book, was so bad and my expectations were so low that I set myself up for failure because I thought, oh, the expectations were so low, we're going to just meet them. But then we immediately raised the expectations. And we are flopping. But people hate Ruin and Rising. So I'm going to go into that one with really low expectations again. And maybe I'll like it. And maybe I will appreciate it. Yeah, I think it's going to happen. I don't know if it's going to be like an actual rant review, but I just need, it'll be like a nice 25 minutes of me just asking questions because I am confused. I mean, like I get it, but like I'm also confused about certain actions. Also with Miss Feyre and Aelin existing, and I guess they're like in parallel dimensions. I didn't read this when I was reading Kingdom of Ash, so like I didn't really process when that crossover moment happened. But like that seems like a lot of power right next to each other. That's just my personal opinion. Love that for them, but it seems like a lot. It seems like a lot. You want to? I mean, my DMs are open. If we were on Zoom, I would say go ahead. But we're not on Zoom, and I would hate to ruin this for the other 26 people who are currently watching. But my DMs are open if you really need to tell me something. I personally won't be mad. But I think we will do the next sprint at 10. I think 10 is enough warning. So that's what we will do. We'll do a sprint at 10. So it's in like 3-ish minutes. And that'll be the third sprint. We still got 2 more sprints to go. I don't think that I will finish this. But if I could, I would really appreciate it. I still have quite a few pages to get through, though. So probably will not actually finish. But if I could get to at least page 400 before I call it a day today. You know what? I would even take getting to page 490. Oh, that's actually a lot. Never mind. It's a huge spoiler, though. But it won't ruin the whole series. Y'all are really... I don't know who to believe. Oh, congratulations, Haley. Shout out to Haley. Pages of Haley. Go subscribe, support. Excellent content. I mean, I don't really know how you could ruin this series because the series is so not connected to anything. So you could tell me a spoiler and it wouldn't be connected to anything I'm reading at the moment. Cassidy is 200 pages ahead of you in your buddy read, so it's being dismantled and you got to catch up. What are you guys buddy reading? Don't you guys have like 3 different buddy reads going on? Because I feel like every time I see you 2 on the timeline, you're talking about reading a different book together. And I'm like, that's some chaotic energy. But I love that for y'all. I was also seeing those tweets when I thought I was done reading for the year. So I was also kind of like, y'all are buddy reading 5 things before the end of the year. That's kind of impressive because I'm not reading anything. And here I am reading Miss Sarah J. Maas. Again. Let down. Again. You hate to see it. I mean, I personally hate to see it. I thought I was going to be on a roll after Throne of Glass. I thought my fortune had changed. We're reading The Wall of Winnipeg and Me. I have never heard of this. Let me just... That's not even the Goodreads search bar. This is the Goodreads search bar. This book is 600 pages? Oh, no. Look, I know I say that I like a chunky contemporary, but Mariana Zapata, come on. 600 pages? No. 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 Reread? People are rereading this? No. No. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear anybody saying a contemporary is too long after this. She went out here and wrote 600 pages. Almost 700 pages. No. No. But it is 10. So it is time for me to bring the timer back to the stream. Happy reading. See y'all in 30 minutes. Okay, welcome back. I noticed a little message from Haley, so one moment. One moment while I change the edition, because I don't think it's going to be much shorter, but I hope everyone had a good sprint. I made it to page 384. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. I guess we can do paperbacks. The paperback is just as long, Haley. It's still 672 pages. Apparently, there's a translation. I don't know what language this is, but the translation is actually, all of the translations are actually shorter. So you can say ebook pages all you want. I don't want to hear nobody complaining because it's almost 700 pages about this little romance. So, exactly. I don't want to hear no one saying, "Oh, it's too long," ever again, because clearly it is not. I'm sure it is good. I would hope that it's good if it's almost 700 pages. But I've heard certain people in the chat, Haley, complaining about long contemporaries. So don't hear that complaint ever again. Gagging for Lit, I'm reading Actress by Anne Ingrid at the moment. I've not heard of this, so let me pop back on over to Goodreads while I wait for the chat to catch up. And right. Oh, okay, that's a pretty little cover. Okay, interesting. Interesting. I mean, I probably won't pick this up anytime soon, but it does have a nice cover. You went out to the garage, wrote down boxes in the garage for the first half. You didn't read much, maybe 10 pages. Well, it sounds like you were productive in other areas, so that's always nice. I think we'll do the next sprint, our final sprint of the day, at a clock, nice and even at 3. So from 3 to 3:30, we will do our last sprint. And then I will go and try and get the rest of the things that I need to do done for today. You don't know how many pages, but you read a chapter and a half. So I just need to say that we are, I think, finally gonna transition to the war, even though like now we are almost done with the book. So this is like the worst middle book that I've ever read. That's where I'm at the moment. You're reading Fangirl. Hate that for you. I'm hoping that you're enjoying it. I don't personally enjoy Rainbow Rowell's writing, so. But I'm reading Sarah J. Maas, so like, can I judge? Probably not. Is that going to stop me? Absolutely not, because who would I be if not a judge? Like, I would have no personality traits. You DNF'd looking for Alaska the other day. I tried reading a John. I think I read 2 John Greens. I know I read Paper Towns, and I was like, this is stupid. And then I think I tried reading An Abundance of Catherines, and I just had to DNF because the man was clearly not for me. And so I'm fine with that pretty much. So I've just not tried to read anything else by him because I know that I would just be disappointed because there's nothing there to enjoy. There were a couple. So I will put that poll up in January. We'll see. There were a couple of things that were offered. So that's what's going to get voted on. And we'll see what wins. Most of the titles I hadn't heard of, but we'll see. We'll see. People said they wanted the community poll. So I'm trying to give the people what they wanted. You checked your Goodreads for Winnipeg. 4 people I follow, I get 4 or 5 stars. I mean, I know that book's going to get 4 or 5 stars, but I just want consistency. Because I've read many a chubby contemporary, and usually they where am I going? They veer more into like literary fiction after like page 500. And I just refuse to believe that your little contemporary romance novel is going to be good at 700 pages. Personally, like, well, I gave it a chance, probably, but not today. Not on, especially not on an ebook. I'm not. Love that for Miss the Potter. You DNF'd Will Grayson this week. It's not a great John Green week. I think I read Will Grayson. I never associate with John Green with that book, though. I definitely think that is like a David Levithan book, and I don't like David Levithan either. So, but I also read that in like 2012, maybe like 2013. It was a long time ago. So I don't really have thoughts on Will Grayson, and if I do, then they're whatever I said on Goodreads, because I certainly do not remember what unless I really hated something from that era of my reading life, I don't remember it. So, what I think is probably for the best, because I don't really think that I would want to remember Will Grayson. So I'm really living my best life out here. It didn't get any better. The beginning was awful. Of what? Oh, Will Grayson. Like I said, I don't remember anything about Will Grayson. Let me see if I reviewed it. Come on, Goodreads. Did I not actually read it? Maybe I DNF'd it at the and I didn't finish it. So I'm going to go with no. They were asking me about Will Grayson, but there hasn't really been a topic of conversation. We just finished a sprint like 5 minutes ago, and the next sprint is going to be at the hour until the half hour. And that's the last reading sprint of the day. I was talking maybe earlier. I was talking about Miss Mass and A Court of Mist and Fury, because this is not the moment that I was told it was going to be. A Court of Thorns and Roses was definitely a better book. And the series is definitely not as good as Throne of Glass. That's just some crack that people were out here doing, because where in this series is it better? Like, where? Like, actually tell me. Where is the textual evidence? Because I'm not seeing it. I guess I could look at my friends' reviews. Let's see what my friends have said about A Court of Mist and Fury. Of course, Goodreads does not want to load. 5 stars, 5. Okay, 3. That's very generous. Last night when I was on Zoom and I had just started it, I was telling myself that it was a 3-star book, so that like maybe it would get there. But I really think it's like a 2-star. Like, honestly, I think it's like a 2-star read. And I was telling myself that it was a 3-star read. So like maybe like with optimism we would get there. No. The 100 feels so far. I don't know if I want that. I don't know if I want 100 feels from adult. That's thank you, Haley, because Monet was out here lying. Monet was out here trying to lie. The only reason I picked this up because we were talking about it. And Monet was like, you can't say that because you've only read one ACOTAR book. And I really wanted to be like, Monet, you've literally only finished Throne of Glass. But, okay. So I'm only reading this because I was bullied into reading it. And the more I read, I'm like, but I was right though. Like, I didn't have to read this. I think Throne of Glass would have been her best series because she said, I mean, I just think Throne of Glass has an actual plot. Like, the books are tied together with an actual through line that A Court of Thorns and Roses does not have. And the second book is a lot of time trying to like create a plot, trying to reimagine the events of the first one. And it's like, this is all trash. 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 But and then I guess with like Crescent City, like maybe that'll eventually get somewhere, but I don't think it was a particularly, because I don't think that Lady Midnight really set up a series well, even though I think it's a cute little standalone. I don't think that because House of Earth, it's the same book. Like House of Earth and Blood is like Sarah J. Maas, Lady Midnight fan fiction. So it also doesn't really set up a series. So I'm just kind of like, maybe this will eventually become good, but Throne of Glass cohesively is just going to be the best. You just finished Loveless yesterday. You're going to start The Wicker King today. I've heard really good things about The Wicker King, so I hope that you enjoy it. I personally have not read it yet. I read Assassin's Blade after Crown of Midnight. I think as long as I don't really know when it matters to read Assassin's Blade, but I would just say to read it. I mean, I am a clown because I did pre-order A Court of Silver Flames because Nesta is my favorite character. I love me some Nesta. The part I had to stop on in the last sprint was a Nesta moment. Nesta is here. She is making some speeches. And I like Nesta as a character, so I pre-ordered A Court of Silver Flames for Nesta. And then they announced the tour edition of A Court of Silver Flames. And I was like, Nesta's my girl. So of course I had to get that one too. And so like I am giving Miss Mass my money for this series. But I'm also like, this literally isn't going to go anywhere. So like, I hope I enjoy it. I think Crescent City has a lot of potential to be as good as or better than Throne of Glass. We'll see. Again, it only has one book, but I don't think that one book sets up a series. I don't think it does. I think the epilogue tries to. I think it tries to set something up, but I'll have to see what the second one is before I'm like, this isn't going to be good. I don't think if it's another war, I'm going to be over it. I can already tell you that right now. Because I got a war in Throne of Glass. I got a war in ACOTAR. I don't need a Crescent City war. So, like, I'm interested to see what she's going to do. Because if I get another war, it's not going to be better than Throne of Glass. It just won't be. It won't be. It'll be another. It might be better than ACOTAR. But it will not be better than Throne of Glass if it's another war. Because it's just, there won't be time for you to care. Won't be time at all. But we'll see. Again, I'm not going to pass too much judgment. But I also don't think I'm getting Crescent City 2 until like 2022. I think Goodreads says it's allegedly coming out next fall, and I don't really believe that. I don't think Bloomsbury. I think Bloomsbury loves Sarah. I think Bloomsbury loves Sarah a lot, but I can't imagine they love her that much. That I don't think so. Especially now that all of her books are going to be shelved in adult science fiction fantasy. I think that book is coming 2022, which I'm okay with. All the fantasy books do war, and I need something different. I think that, well, I'm not the fantasy reader, but I do think that war is like a common motif. But I just don't think that ACOTAR set up a war, and I don't think that Crescent City set up a war. And so, like, if you're going to do a war, I'm going to need proper build-up, and I don't know if I got proper build-up from that. I think I would be fine with Bryce continuing to do like these little investigative things, even though I don't really think she's an investigator. But I'm curious. I literally have heard nothing about Crescent City 2. I don't think anyone's heard anything about Crescent City 2. So I'm gonna be optimistic. I'll give her the benefit of the doubt, which I think is personally very generous, given the fact that there's really no. I was so let down by that first book. But we'll see. We'll see. Like maybe I'll be wrong. I would really hate for Sarah to have peaked with Throne of Glass. Would really love to see them grow, but again, maybe A Court of Wings and Ruin will be better for me. Maybe because everyone hates that one, so maybe I'll be like, you turned it around. But Miss Mist and Fury is a flop. Like, how's it this long in a flop? Like, who does that? This is torturous. And I think it's even worse because, like, I don't understand how you can like any of the characters. Maybe Feyre. I guess if you really like Feyre, she's consistent. But everyone else around Feyre is just who Sarah J. Maas needs them to be in that moment. And I didn't find that with Throne of Glass. Like, the Throne of Glass characters were consistent. And when they were doing something, it was very clearly in relation to something that had actually happened to them and we got to see happen to them. And here it's like, oh, you didn't see that, but this actually happened to this character. And so that's why they're doing this. At some point, I'm not going to read it I don't want to read it this year. I don't want to jump right into it. Azriel inconsistent. Azriel is so like not even a factor in this book. Like if people really like this character, love that for them, but he is in no way important to me. So I don't really like the side characters are cute, but like most of these side characters don't really add anything. Like Cassian, not adding anything. Azriel, not adding anything. Amarin is only interesting to me because apparently Amarin is not high fae. And Kay was speculating last night on Zoom that like maybe Amarin is like a Vogue. And I was like, you know what? I would be here for that. But like all of these characters in Rhysand's little circle don't really like they do things like they are present, but they are not like you could have actually swapped them out for anybody. Like Azriel could have been some person named Jeremy and they would function the exact same. Like all of the interesting characters pop up like for 3 seconds, like the Bone Carver or the Weaver, and then they're gone, or they're like Rhysand who you meet, and then when we need Rhysand to do something different, it's okay, well, you didn't see this happen, so people simp over Azriel, and this man is just exactly. I don't know him either. There's like I don't understand who is there to simp over. Who? Not Rhysand. Rhysand and Tamlin can go fuck for all I care. They can go be mates. That would be more interesting. I mean, that's fair. Maybe in ACOWAR, Azriel does stuff, but in this one, like he's a spy master, so like he's just not present. Like he pops in and like gives information and he pops on out of the story. And it's like, okay, you didn't do anything, but you're here. Congratulations. Okay, maybe. I mean, I'll see when I get there. But it is o'clock, so it is time to do our last sprint. So I will see everyone in 30 minutes. Happy reading. Okay, so that was the last sprint. I got to page 448, which according to Goodreads is 70% of the book completed. Okay, if you say so, Goodreads, I guess this is called like Mist and Fury, not like everybody dies on the battlefield, but like something would have been nice. Literally just a little smidgen of something. You read another 2 chapters. You read 20 pages of The Obelisk Gate by N.K. Jemisin. That's the second one, right? The second one, I think. You can't trust Goodreads. They're always talking about page count and percentages. I think you just got to be careful. Well, I know like sometimes like the actual 626, that's acknowledgements. Sometimes they do be off with the page count, but I always make sure to get 640. I don't know where you got 640 pages. Okay, Goodreads. Good, cute little story. I have to be over 70%. That's okay, whatever. Yep, the sequel. You read 20 pages of Valor. Congratulations. You've read almost 200 pages and you're catching up to Cassidy finally. Well, it sounds like you're moving out of the slump. So love that for you. Congratulations on that one. What did I? Okay. Yeah, congratulations on that. Still won't catch me reading a 700-page contemporary, but love that for the two of you. Love that we're exiting the slump. I think that I'll be here for like until 45, and then I'm gonna go because we've been here for like 3 hours, and that seems a little excessive. But I want to give the people time to talk about their page counts. Yeah, that happens quite frequently. I don't understand how that happens, but I just select the edition that I'm reading from and hope for the best. And I don't think about it too often. Which is why I need to get back to the reading spreadsheet in 2021, because I definitely fell off of using that. And those page counts were a little more accurate than when I was just relying on Goodreads. Bye. Enjoy the rest of your day. Maybe one day I'll stop swiping around and accidentally leaving the studio. But StreamYard says you can leave the studio, but we're not actually going to end your stream, which I think is a little questionable, if you ask me. I don't know why StreamYard is set up like that, but I'm not on the payroll, so I'll just take what I can get, I guess. But I think overall, during this sprint, I read a little over 200 pages. No, just under 200 pages. I read like 150-ish, maybe. And was not seeing the moment. Hello. Yeah, I use the one from, I think it was Brock Reads. I don't think he uploads videos anymore. He just be posting his reading spreadsheet. And then I know that Allie from Hardback Hoarder, I want to say, had one that was like slightly more the aesthetic, but I just didn't like it. And I also think you had to pay for it. I think originally Allie was charging for it, which I didn't see anything wrong with, because I personally can't go into Google Sheets and have all of the stuff, do all of the things. So I think it was worth it. But then I think she released it for free. And I think she recently had like a tweet or like a video asking like what people wanted in the next one. I don't know. It was a cute little spreadsheet, but it was just not for me. And I just used I think it was Brock from Let's Read. And I appreciate it. It gives you all kinds of statistics and graphs and things. And I used it last year. It was really good. I also liked it because it was helping me see like where I was spending book money. That was really it. 2020, that book money number was a lot more. And my library savings was not there. But I like it. So 2021, I need to get back on that. I'm not surprised. But again, I'm also not a Rainbow Rowell fan. So biased opinions. I can't wait to film that video. But getting through it, not gonna lie, I was kind of hoping it was a stretch to think I could read 400 pages during these sprints, but like there's very little it's just nothing has happened for 400. That's exaggerating, but like nothing I care about has been happening for 400 pages. And I don't know. I'm very much looking forward to talking about it, but also to like writing that Goodreads review. But when that's going to happen is as good as anyone's guess, because there's very little desire to pick this back up today. Yeah, it was. I really don't want to think about it, so I'm not even going to like attempt to estimate. But it's fine. We're on that book buying ban. Allegedly. I remember seeing people talk about it, and I remember people really enjoying it. And I always knew that book was never going to be for me. And so I just left it alone. This girl submitted fan fiction or English professor and was shook when she got an F. I mean, I never had to take like a creative writing seminar because I was never an English major and I didn't take no English classes for like the 3 seconds that I was in college. So like, I don't really know what the etiquette is, but I feel like if you just had to submit like a small piece of fiction, like I don't know if I would be, if I already wrote this fic and I had like edited this fic and I could just be like, this works for the assignment, I probably would also submit it. But I also did read Carry On, and if she submitted Carry On to that deserved an F. So I'm very much looking forward to writing it. I think I'm more looking forward to writing the review than I am to like actually sit down and film it, because I just feel lied to. Like everyone else is out here drinking the Kool-Aid and I was not invited to the party because what I'm reading just makes no sense in the context of what everybody was telling me it was going to be. So that's just where I'm at. Like, I think if people hadn't tried to act like this was such greatness, I also think if people would just stop thirsting over Rhysand, I would appreciate this a little more. Because every time he opens his mouth, I'm like, but what is there to like about you? Like, where? Like, where am I supposed to like you? Like, where are you actually better than Tamlin? Like, where? Could you explain it to me, sir? Could you? But also building characters and atmosphere is part of what you're learning in a creative writing course. I mean, yeah, but I don't think that that is antithetical to the fanfic that you might have written. You know what I mean? Like, I think you could take the things you learn in a creative writing course and apply that to fan fiction. I don't think that like just because it's a fanfic, the atmosphere or character building isn't there, because there's like plenty of let's take Sarah J. Maas for example. I don't think Azriel has done anything of importance. I also at this point don't think that Cassian has done anything of important, or Cassian, whatever his name is. And I think you could take a fanfic about either of them, Azrael or Cassian, and write something that had more depth and nuance than Sarah J. Maas did in the original text. So, like, I don't think just because you have like even if you create the character, at some point there was a skeleton of that character for you to like build up. So, but also plenty of our lovely published young adult it was fanfic of something else. And what is a retelling but a fanfic? You know what I mean? Like, what is Paradise Lost but Bible fanfic? So I don't know if I would give you an F just because maybe if you weren't creative and like it was very plainly obvious fanfic, like you didn't even like change your name. But I don't think I would like to think if I was the English professor, it wouldn't be like F because fanfic. I would like to think that. I mean, I can see why some people like it. Like if you like Favorite, I could understand. But Resand, I'm like, why? Like, literally, why? But y'all also know that I really don't really like interspecies. I guess it's well, that's kind of a spoiler. I don't really care about face sex. And I do think that it's kind of just, to me, when I'm reading about your main character, like, have you ever gotten off because someone is rubbing your wings? That's just disgusting to me. Like, that, no, like, that's not hot and steamy. That's just repulsive. I read a Fangirl at the perfect time as I got a bad grade on an essay. He spent ages on. The lecture was really shitty. He was to everyone, but looking back, the book doesn't hold up at all. I'm not surprised. The assignment was to write an original story, and the professor was like, this is plagiarism. See, I don't think that fanfic is inherently plagiaristic. And so I think that in that instant, again, I'm not going to defend Rainbow Rowell. I'm talking about this, like, in theory, right? Like, the theory of any student submitting fanfic for the assignment, not about Rainbow Rowell. To me, I don't view it as plagiaristic because, again, what is Paradise Lost but Bible fan fiction? What is Dante's Inferno but biblical fan fiction? So if these are going to be like literary greats and they wrote fan fiction, then I don't know if some random student in the universe submitting it is also fan fiction. What is the Star Wars but John Carter fan fiction? What is Superman but John Carter fan fiction? So again, like on the very premise of you submitted fan fiction, for me, wouldn't be enough. If it was just horribly written, then I'd be like, not only did you do nothing with this assignment, it was horrible. That, I think, was what I'd have to do. But again, I'm never going to be in that position because I'm not going to be a professor, like an English professor, anywhere doing stuff. I'll never have that responsibility. Reviewing books on the internet is enough responsibility as I need. But I do think that's kind of a terrible take. I mean, is it not? Is it not? I haven't read it, but that's what it looked like to me. Hell don't get described in the Bible. He was like, I'm just going to go for it. Like, let's do this. But with that, it is like 30 seconds away from being 15. So thank you all for coming out to read with me or be productive, doing whatever it is y'all were out here doing for the past 3 hours. Same. But yeah, thank you for being here. Got a lot of stuff done. I don't know when I'll be doing sprints again, but I will have a new video out tomorrow. We can watch my worst reads of 2020. So that'll be exciting. But I'm going to go. I'm going to go enjoy the rest of my Sunday. Hopefully you guys enjoy the rest of your Sunday. And see you guys. If you need me, I'll be on Twitter. So that's what I'm going to go do.